So yeah, I've been reading more about alcohol recently, and I just wanted to cut the bullshit, because we all know that alcohol, air quotes, relaxes us, right? But have you ever stopped to ask yourself how and why? Like, what is actually happening in your brain when you're halfway through your second pint, or you're necking your third glass of wine pretending it's still just one? Okay, well, here's the truth, and once you hear it, it's hard to unhear it. The brain is this beautifully evolved, finely tuned machine, and when you start to drink alcohol, it's like tipping treacle into the gears. The first thing that it does is it flicks on a system called your GABA system. Now, think of the GABA system as your brain's own chill pill. It's the same system that Valium targets. So yeah, that warm, fuzzy feeling that you get when you drink alcohol, that's the GABA being dialed up, which is why so many people drink in social settings. Okay, social anxiety gone, inhibitions lowered. You know, you go from should I dance to get me off the table, and that voice of caution that sometimes arrives is completely muted. Okay, but it doesn't stop there. Okay, because alcohol then counterbalances that and it lights up your dopamine system as well, the same system that gets triggered by cocaine, by sex, by a bloody good like count on a LinkedIn post. You feel more energized, you feel more motivated, you feel more fun, and you're not just drinking anymore, you are buzzing. Okay, and that's dopamine making you feel louder and more animated. And yeah, they're more prone to talking bollocks for hours on end as well. And then on top of that comes the endorphins, another one of brain's chemicals, which is like your brain's own opioid, basically. These are your painkillers. And that is a reward system. And it's why a few drinks in, everything starts to feel nice. And even Karen from accounts starts to feel and sound interesting. And here's the kicker. These endorphins plus the dopamine plus the imbalance in your GABA system makes a cocktail, and it creates a feeling that you start to crave. It's not just the taste, it's the state. And here's where it starts to turn dark, because alcohol just doesn't stimulate GABA, it blocks glutamate as well. And glutamate's job is to keep you awake, alert and sharp. So when you max out GABA and switch off glutamate, your brain literally begins to shut down. It's why you start to slur your words, why you forget what you've said, and why you find yourself, like I have done in the past, doing laps of the kebab house singing Craig David, right? Glutamate is also what helps lay down memories. So blackouts is not just a case of being really drunk, it's your brain failing to record what's happened, like someone has yanked the USB out of your brain mid-download. And if you really start to push it and you go with too much GABA and too little glutamate, you can literally stop breathing. Okay, that's not hyperbole, that's alcohol poisoning, and it mimics the mechanism of anesthetic, turns off the brain. Okay, and if it turns off enough of the brain to the point where you can't breathe on your own, that is why some people die. And it's not from being too drunk, it's because they basically overrode the software that keeps them alive. And meanwhile, serotonin is up, and that's your mood and empathy switch. Okay, it's what makes everyone seem sexier. The famous beer goggles. And at this point, you're slurring, you're giggling, you're doing the same dance move on repeat, your memory's fried, your judgment's gone, you're legless, literally and metaphorically. And here is the genius trap. This chemical soup starts to feel amazing. Okay, until it doesn't. And for a lot of people, alcohol becomes the thing that fills their gap, the social confidence that they don't have, the energy after work that they crave, the courage for before a hard conversation. But here's the problem. If you need something outside of you to be who you want to be, that is not freedom. That's dependence dressed up as personality. So your brain on alcohol is not just a bit of fun. It's a full-on neurological roller coaster. Okay, you've got the GABA, you've got the dopamine, you've got the glutamate, you've got the serotonin, you've got the endorphins. They're all dancing around in your head like it's cream fields. Okay, and as a result of that, the truth is you're not in control. The alcohol is in control. And once you realize that, you start to see sobriety not as the missing out bit, but as taking the power back. And that's exactly what I'm seeing now in the guys that I coach. Full on power moves across all areas of their lives through putting some foundational basics in place, including taking a simple break from alcohol. So what are you waiting for? If you want more content on high performance mindset and taking control of your life, hit subscribe. You don't need alcohol to feel alive. You just need to stop numbing the parts that you already have. Oh, and by the way, one final point. Florida water, the best use of alcohol I have ever found. Okay, available on Amazon. And breathe.